Hey guys, welcome back to Vince-Vell Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Sideshow Mystique statue that I customized into Enchantress. Now, I don't know who Enchantress is, and I'm kind of going to go over that with you guys in a bit. But to give you guys an idea, this is what the statue looks like beforehand. I know a lot of people are always asking me, what do these statues look like beforehand? So it's the Sideshow Adam Hughes Mystique. It came out a few years back. So the background to this statue and how I got it made was somebody asked me a while back to take their Mystique and change it into Wonder Woman. So when they were up in rotation, I was ready to start working on it, and they're actually friends with Warren from Warren Resin. And I guess what they did is they asked him or some people, like, you know, what should they change their character into. So Warren gave him the idea of using Enchantress because he saw these really cool green leather straps at Hobby Lobby. And so the idea, and they, was to take the statue and make an Enchantress. So after talking about it, breaking it down, and what do you want done and all this stuff, they actually changed their idea again, and so went on to another statue. So I had a broken Mystique on all my pile of parts and everything, and I asked around to some regular people who always buy my statues and stuff, and friends who are just know comic books more than I do. Would Enchantress work? Would it be cool? So yeah, so a lot of people told me, especially my one friend, she actually loves Enchantress. She's always asked me in the past, but I never really did the research because I wasn't actually going to work on her yet. It was just kind of like, I like Enchantress and, I want one made, but, so it was kind of like a future project. So anyway, I just went online and I started reading about the character more, and I started studying, the artwork. I started looking at people's drawings of her because there's like a lot of different drawings, and I saw that there's some really cool styles to her. So, kind of just break down everything I did. The Mystique, I had to build out the breasts at first. I had to rebuild the neck and everything because the neck and all that was, it's because Mystique has that outfit on. And then once I built out the neck, I broke out the hair, the hand, got all that off. I sculpted the outfit, I sculpted the belt. I redid all the hair. All the hair is from scratch because this arm coming up, I figured let's have her a nice flowing hair. And I just kind of ran with the hair flowing and everything because Enchantress seems that she has a lot of hair, but it just goes back and flows down. It doesn't really it's not really curly or wavy, at least all the drawings I saw, but it's kind of comes around her shoulder a bit. So I kind of just came up with it and had some fun. Now, Sideshow did the a Scarlet Witch a while back, and I did a custom of Starfire off her, so I actually had an extra headpiece gear. So I took that headpiece gear, and what I did is I sanded it down. I used it as a base to come up with this headpiece gear. So it kind of worked out pretty good. So I had to do some sanding, some chopping, some resculpting, and so as I was sculpting the hair, I was using the headpiece back and forth to kind of push the hair back. So at the end of the sculpt, I can push it in, because it's kind of hard to sculpt hair in the headgear piece. So it's kind of like I was going back and forth on it, So that's pretty much the hair and the sculpt and everything. I'll kind of go over it a little bit more and stuff. We'll get a little bit closer. We'll talk about the paints and everything. But, the hair is just sculpted from scratch. I had a lot of fun with it. I just kind of wanted to, give her that sexy look with the way a lot of the people drew the Enchantress, and just kind of has it flowing and everything. So I guess if you're a big Thor fan with Loki, this would be kind of the perfect statue to put next to a Loki statue, because I guess it's his boyfriend, girlfriend, and all that stuff. So as far as the arm guards, what I did was I had to try to figure out how to get these arm guards sculpted. And it was kind of like do I just sculpt lines around the arms, or do I add A's around it? So what I actually did was I actually rolled out A's, as you can see. And then what I did was I wrapped a really thin thing around the arm and I pushed it around. And then what I did is I used dental floss to give me those lines around the arm. So it worked out pretty cool, actually, in the end. It's a little bit thicker, but it seems that she has these, arm guards on. And I just kind of wanted to get that traditional look of her compared to some other people's drawings where they do really fancy arm guards. I kind of wanted to go back to like her original drawing, I guess you can say. I don't know, it just kind of ran with it. But as you can see with her belt, I sculpted the belt on, and I sculpted the outfit as well, and I gave her it's kind of like a leathery outfit, because what I had to do is I wanted to match the leather straps as close as possible, because I wanted to give it the idea that it's all one look. And then the belt is sculpted on, but what I did was I notched out underneath the belt with my Dremel tool after I sculpted it on, and then I figured at the end what I do is I cut each little piece and I glued it in at the end, and they were all flopping around. So then I took my scissors and I cut the triangle. I like the triangle look a little bit better. I saw a couple other people's drawings where it's kind of just flat and across, but I wanted to go more with the triangle and have a little bit more fun with it. So that's what I did with that. Now she's kind of like, you know, Enchantress, so she got these mystical powers and stuff. So as you can see in the hand, when I first talked to the client, they were like, you know, let's do clear resin. But, you know, when you sculpt clear resin, you got to sculpt it, mold it, cast it, and then, you know, you have to do a lot of extra steps. So kind of that whole idea went to, you know, just went downhill. But I figured, you know what, let me sculpt the, you know, the power in her hand and then do like a clear coat of clears and greens around the hand, so it's kind of like a power, but it's also like around her hand that it's got that greenish glowing around her hand. So it's kind of like trying to give it like some kind of a power look while not doing clear resin. So I guess we go look at over here as well. So as you can see, so it's kind of like the hand's there, but it's glowing and it's got that power going around the hand, as you can kind of see. So that was kind of like a little bit of a fun project, just to kind of have it like, you know, I thought about doing like a really crazy power going up her arm, but I thought maybe it's just better to have it with her sexy pose like this, kind of just in that, you know, that one hand, like it's just ready to go, or she just got done, you know, beating people down with all the skulls, kind of like a story, you know. So, alright, and then the next step, the circles on her legs were not easy, they were very difficult, so I was trying to figure out the best way to do it. What am I going to do? So what I did is I did a circle on a knee with A's first. The next day, I did the 2 circles above the knee. So, you know, day 1, it's this circle and this circle. Next day, after that's set all up, I did this circle and this circle, this one and this one. And then the next day, I did that one, that one, that one, that one. And I kept just going down the line. So it goes up to about here, you know. And that's cool. You can, you know, flop these around. And I know a lot of her traditional drawings actually, you know, go down all the way to the feet, and I kind of didn't like that too much. I was like, you know what, it's like, even though that works for a lot of statues, I wanted to do something different. So what I did is I gave her like these little booties, you know, these like kind of black booties on her with little straps that I sculpted on. I figured that would kind of look a little bit better than to go all the way down to the bottom of her toes or something. I don't know, I just kind of wanted to have a little bit more fun with it, you know. But it was a pretty cool custom. It was a lot of fun. And one of the last touches though was you go on eBay and they have these little Thor hammers actually, you know, and they're kind of almost like in perfect scale. And what I did was, it was only a few bucks, I picked it up, and then basically what you do is you can put it anywhere on the base, like, you know, this way all the skulls, and she had a fight and Thor's hammer's down there. So it's kind of like a little add-on. And the idea too would be like really cool is to throw Loki's helmet on there. I said, you know, like if anyone actually was to pick it up, you could just go and like pick up a Hot Toys Loki helmet and you could throw that on the base type thing. So there you go, that is Enchantress. So I kind of break down the paints, you know. Garage Kit Flesh Tones. As you can see, we went with a nice sexy look. I wanted to make her fairly get up a little bit higher here, so this way we come down. Give her that sexy Enchantress look, like she's definitely, you know, she's not a really innocent one. She's definitely evil in a way. So I gave her you know, green eyes, some green you know, eyeshadow and all that. At first I was giving her green lips, and then I looked at a lot of drawings and the green lips really weren't you know, working too well. So it actually worked out pretty cool where I actually have left the green trim around the lips. So I thought, as I'm working on it, I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. You know, that's working out pretty good. So that worked out good. So like I said, Garage Kit Flesh Tones, Ultra Fine Transfer Eyes. Now on the armor, at first I Alclad chromed it, and then I was like, you know what, Alclad chrome was just too chromy. It was just way too much, and I really didn't like it. So what I started to do is I started to kind of clear coat greens, and then I also used an opaque bright green within the Alclad chrome and the clear coat, and it started giving me more like of a magical look. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it's definitely like that Thor, you know, armor type look. So I kind of, so it's not pearl, it's not chrome, but it's not, you know, it just worked out better a little bit more. So I had fun with that. Now the hair, I really wanted that really silky blonde hair. So the hair's got a lot of, you know, blonde. It's got a lot of pearls in there. It's got a lot of clear yellow to really bring it out. So I wanted her, you know, Enchantress to have really nice silky hair. I didn't want to go with the flat yellow. I really wanted to give her, you know, that really pop. And then, you know, I matched up the leather straps as much as possible up top. And then for her legs, it's actually like, it's kind of hard to see in the pictures, but there is a green tint to the legs because it's kind of like leggings with the green circles. So now the green circles are just straight up green, bright green. I didn't want to go with like a pearl green because I didn't want it to fight the armor. I wanted the armor to stay armor, and then I wanted to stay the leg circles kind of like just the way it is. And then their booties, and then pretty much the last thing is on her, on the base. I was asked by somebody that's actually interested in her, you know, would you do like a really cool thing with the base, like, you know, maybe make them all black or make them all pearl? So I was like, you know what, let me surprise you. And so what I did was I painted up the base, I gave the skulls, you know, a realistic look, and then what I did was I added a interference purple to the skulls to give them like, so maybe like whoever she fought, whatever she did, they're not the typical humans. Maybe they're like some other race or something, and their skulls got like, you know, a pearlish tint to it, I guess. You know, I don't know. So I did that, and then I threw blood all over it and the hammer. So, you know, just ran with it. Had some fun. And then, you know, can't really show you too much of the booty shot because of the skirt, but, you know, so we just got the hair flowing. I think the most fun on the statue was sculpting the hair. I think I had a lot of fun really sculpting this hair, so it's there. It was a lot of fun. Got kind of a glare with the light. Sorry about that, but I wanted to make sure everything was sealed because I had a lot of masking, a lot of handling, so I didn't want to do my I had to give a nice little bit more clear coat to the face and stuff. We could turn off this light. Maybe this will give a little bit less, and then kind of, you know. So there you go. That is Enchantress from Mystique. Hopefully you guys like the way it came out. Kind of glad I made it. And my one friend, if you're watching this, I know you're going to be excited to see it. And there you go. So that is Enchantress from Sideshow Mystique. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.